For all of you black people on here talking about the 14th Amendment is what gave us the right to be here by birthright, shut up. You don't know what the hell you talking about. Now, let's talk about it. The Constitution wasn't written for us. The Constitution was written for the corporation. We have treaties that signed long before there was ever a Constitution. And that's what they broke. The treaties, people. Okay? The Constitution was written for their citizens. All right? If you are an Aboriginal, copper-colored American, the Constitution wasn't written for you. You don't have birthright. You have blood right to this land. They have birthright and was giving themselves birthright due to our treaties that were signed. We allowed them to be here. Now they've broken the treaties. Not the Constitution. Fuck the Constitution. That was written for the citizens. You become a citizen once you become a part of their corporation. So when you say the 14th Amendment is being done away with, it ends birthright citizenship. For who? For who? Huh? You ever ask yourself why they consider us African American? They just put the African part there to throw you off. You ever wonder why they don't call them Polish Americans, Irish Americans, European Americans? Because they are not American. They've gone and changed the definitions of this stuff, people. The definition of an American, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but is now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. Pay attention. The definition of an American were the copper-colored Aboriginals. The ones that were here that Christopher Columbus said he ran into when he got here. What do y'all think? So anytime y'all out here spreading this fear mongering, the 14th Amendment gets rid of black people having the right to be here, lies. The 14th Amendment gets rid of them having birthright, being able to be here. Let that shit sink in for a second.
Seat gang.
Dane, all right, so let me ask this, Dane. According to your research, I've talked to the Moors, Asir, shout out to Asir, Rod Hayes, shout out to Rod Hayes. A lot of people involved in this similar movement, and there's this consensus that the slave trade was exaggerated. We didn't all come from Africa.
Greatly, yeah.
So I want to hear your perspective about the lies being told about us coming from Africa, or it being exaggerated. Tell me about.
The slave trade was real, but the slave trade did not happen the way that we were told.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't come from Africa. Some of our ancestors were sent to Africa. Certain parts of West Africa were not populated. I have a whole book out on this called It Was Told in Reverse. The untold truth about the transatlantic slave trade story. It wasn't even the transatlantic slave trade. What they're referring to is the story of the Middle Passage. Because keep in mind, there's no such thing as transatlantic when you can't travel straight across the Atlantic with the ocean gyres sitting in the ocean. The ocean gyres are like tornadoes in the water that will sink you into a hole. You can't do that. Scientifically speaking, that's impossible. And then you have the coral reefs on the coast of each coast. So how did you travel to Africa when today, by way of a boat, what they're going to call a slave ship, which was a cargo ship, today, to this very day, it will take upwards of 90 days or more for you to travel in one direction to Africa still to this day. So what makes you think they were able to cut straight across back then? Impossible. But yeah, that's what they were lying about. Now, the routes that were documented are the ones that I'm referring to simplify things by way of the American Colonization Society. At that time, we talking 1800s. Yeah, they were sending people to the west coast of Africa, but the ones that wanted to go, The majority of those people that left were volunteers, and the majority of them were pastors and priests and some chiefs of particular tribes that were subscribing to a religious belief. And, you know, that was their religious belief. They wanted to go over there and start a civilization, and, this was their way to freedom. I'm not denying that that didn't happen at all. I'm telling you that's what happened. That ain't got nothing to do with them bringing Africans over here. The Africans came way later, 1900s. And I showed them that. Prior to that, it was nothing but what we would call people from the Caribbean or Caribbean islands, back and forth. And those would be our closely related people. Those would be our, if you ain't Indian, you ain't from here.
Yeah, I hear people say, okay, so the whole Caribbean thing, like I hear people say, the people in New Orleans, that's the culture from Haiti, I believe. What's the relationship between, and even America in general? I hear people comparing Haiti and America a lot. What's the relationship between Haiti and America?
As far as what is concerned, like meaning, like, those are our cousins? Is that what you were?
Are we one and the same? Are we?
I mean, everybody's of different tribes. You know, everybody's a different people. You know, because they're different land masses and the way they, you know, have different cultures and practices and beliefs. I'm not saying that we're all the same people, but I know it's going to be some people out there that are saying that it's only one people. But you got to understand that it's multiple different people in a particular landmass because of how they live. They're, you know, they inhabit that land differently from others. Like, we're not one and the same just because we share the same skin complexion. It doesn't work like that.